Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is xSlamFox, and today I want to talk to you guys about the new Orphix Venom event, and I want to give you guys a little bit of a guide on how to do this. So this is a brand new event, and the goal of it is kind of like Scarlet Spear Part 2, and they also want to try to implement a way to bring Necramechs into the missions, I think. So I think this is kind of like a test thing where they want Necramechs in the missions, but they want to make sure everything works. And you can buy all the same stuff that you could buy from the previous Scarlet Spear event, plus the new Warframe Lavos and the new weapon that just came out with it, and they gave you a little couple things for Christmas. So before we get started on the guide, I want to talk about what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do for Orphix Venom is you're trying to farm up phasic cells. You get phasic cells from doing the new event mission, which is the Scarlet Spear mission. It has a little Necramech icon in the navigation. And you're saving up enough of these phasic cells so that you can buy all these things. And the things that they have now are the new Lavos parts, some new Necramech mods that are pretty good. A couple of them are really fantastic, like Necramech Repair and the Necramech equivalent of Rage. So Necramech Rage is pretty good too. So what you're doing is you're farming up these phasic cells, and you are getting enough of the money that you need so that you can buy a full set of Lavos, and you can buy a full set of the new gun and whatever mods you want. I'm going to give you a real quick guide on what to do in the missions. You break these little red pods, and then it releases the shield on the Orphix, and then you break the Orphix, and it's a two-part repeating phase. So you break the red pods, you break the Orphix, and then the Orphix is destroyed. And you're going to be doing this over and over and over again. You come to a new zone, it's an endless type mission, a new Orphix will spawn, clear out whatever trash is along the way, and you aim for the red markers, destroy the red pods, which grant invincibility to the Orphix, which allows you to attack the Orphix because it's no longer invincible. And then you break the Orphix, and it's just kind of like a rinse and repeat cycle. So again, just shoot the center of the Orphix, break these little red pods, and then after you break the pods, the Orphix loses its invincibility, and you can break the Orphix again. So here you go, just shoot it right in the center. Something that I found to be hilarious in this mission is you clanking into things. Here, check this out. Clank, 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 clank. Here, you can just listen to it. Pretty funny, right? Anyway, let's go over a good build for you to use. This is a guide after all. I want to make sure you guys are prepared for what you're getting into. So I'm going to cover what I think works really well on stuff like this. If you don't have a Necramech, try to bring like Protea. If you're bringing Protea, you can use the dispensary ability, which gives health orbs and energy orbs to the ground, which people can pick up to use for their Necramechs. So if you don't have a Necramech yourself and you can't contribute, you can still join the missions. Try to bring things like high damage sniper rifles, or weapons that you know can clear very high level enemies, and just be prepared for like an endless style mission. If you do have a Necramech, you should be using whatever Necramech that you have is the best. I like using Bone Widow for this because Bone Widow has a health conversion on Meat Hook. So if you Meat Hook enemies, you will gradually regain health, and that becomes very important in a long-term survival, especially with Necramechs with no other means of health gain. Here's a couple of the builds that I'm using. Right here is my Iron Bride build, and I am using Corrosive and Cold, and I am just going for as much damage and crit as I can. On my Mausolon, I'm using a pretty good build. I have a couple Forma. I can't fit everything, but it's pretty good. I have the basic crit set up, some damage mods, some multi-shot, and a little bit of heat for radiation. It's just a relatively neutral build on the Mausolon. What is pretty important, I think, is the Necramech itself. And what you should be focusing on, especially if you're using Bone Widow, is you want to be using a lot of survivability mods, and then a little bit of strength and a little bit of duration. And if you can get efficiency, that's great. But what you want is Meat Hook to restore your health, and you want the Exalted Iron Bride weapon because this deals a ton of damage. And I'll show you some clips of this breaking the Orphix, and it'll break anything in like 1 or 2 hits. So here's just a few examples of that. You pull the weapon out and people break the red invincibility, and you can break an Orphix in like a single hit. It's just powerful, it's strong. If you have a good damage build on it, you can really tear through these things. And it becomes super important as you start to get into later and later survival missions, because normal people just can't seem to break them anymore. Like, here's a level 31, here's a level 29 one. I'm still breaking it in 1 to 2 hits, and I'm doing 70% of the damage down here. And what's going on is other people are shooting the Orphix, and their guns just aren't really breaking it. So I start telling people, why don't you guys go after the invincibility pods, and I'll break the things myself. They have like an armor scaling or like a damage scaling, and they are pretty hard to break. So bringing Bone Widow is very, very good for this, I believe. You can use the other one if you have it. Use whatever Necramech you have, honestly. But I do think Bone Widow is better in this situation, just because it has the utility to be able to restore health, and it has such a good attack that damages these Orphixes so well, and you don't have to aim. You can just hit it anywhere and it counts. And just like that, I broke a level 31 one in 2 hits. If you don't have Bone Widow, using the base Necramech is totally fine. He is really good. You just have to aim for the center, because this is a melee weapon, and you don't have to connect the melee weapon to the center. You can just hit it anywhere. But the other Necramech is decent. He does have good survivability with his shield. He does do a ton of damage with the Arquebex. So it works. It still works. I just think Bone Widow is better in this situation, because the melee attacks just hit right through all the shielding on the thing that you have to kill, and it kills it so fast. So yeah, just break the shield barriers go down, break the Orphix, and you can rinse and repeat and just stay out as long as you can. The longer you stay out, the more points you get, and the more rewards you get, and you get a bonus reward once every 3 missions. So, you know, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Every 3 Orphixes that you destroy, you get a bonus item. And these items range from endo, credits, and some new mods, and some new parts, some good stuff. So it is good to be actually getting these rewards. And you can see I come in here and I break this in 1 hit, and everyone else is shooting it, and they're having trouble. So right here, while I'm waiting for extraction, I do just want to cover the basics of this. This is a long event. It's a 30-day event, so don't feel rushed to do everything. And you should know that every 30-minute mission that you do, I'm extracting from this mission, and we're right around 30 minutes, and we've destroyed 18 of these Orphixes. And I think that was a pretty good rate, honestly. I think that was pretty fast. But at a 30-minute mission, you'll see the rewards in a second, I only get 468 of the phasic cells. If you calculate the total of everything that you need to get, it's around 16,000. So at that rate, you should be expecting to do this for at least 20 to 30 hours. And here's my reward screen. You can see my phasic spells. So thank you for checking it out, and I hope my guide helps you, and good luck on your farm, everyone. Enjoy the new event and get the new weapons.